evening, fans, and welcome to Robert S. Harrington Field on the campus of Western Washington University for tonight's great Northwest Athletic Conference match featuring your defending national champion WWU Vikings and the Simon Fraser Redleaves. Prior to the start of tonight's 90-minute match, we'll introduce the starting 11 for both teams. First, for the visiting Redleaves of Simon Fraser out of Burnaby, British Columbia, SFU starting 11 is announced by interim head coach Carlo Basso and assistants Jenna Lee Baxter, Brianna Morton, and Jonas Wirth. The captain, number 21, playing in defense, Katie Richardson. Goalkeeper, number 24, Sarah Lowen. Number 3, in defense, Emily Smith. Number 6, playing in the midfield, Alyssa Clark. Number 7, playing in the midfield, Isabella Mussolini. Number 8, Michaelia Tupper. At forward, number 10, Reagan McKenzie. In defense, number 12, Eve LaFontaine. Winger, number 18, Kelsey Brock. Defender, number 20, Noemi Ntumba Maryland. And number 23 in the midfield, Kate Carche. And now for the host Vikings of Western Washington, as announced by head coach Travis Cannell, assistant coaches are Jamie Arthurs, Johan Lahoods Honor, and Alex McBeed. And now, starting 11 for the Vikings. At goalkeeper, a senior from swim, number 28, Claire Henninger. At defender, a sophomore from Westland, Oregon, number 2, Asia Harden. In the midfield, a sophomore from Shoreline, number 4, Morgan Monolili. At defender, a senior from Bellingham, number 8, Jaden Wynn. In the midfield, a senior from Seattle, number 9, Peyton Neal. At forward, a sophomore from Pasco, number 10, Blair Potter. At forward, a freshman from Portland, Oregon, number 13, Jane Himira. At defender, a junior from Puyallup, number 14, Hallie Noel. At center back, a senior from Seattle, number 15, Katie Watt. In the midfield, a junior from Spokane, number 16, Grayson Crosby. At defender, a sophomore from San Clemente, California, number 30, Abby Suchi. We would like to begin by acknowledging that we gather today on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples who have lived in the Salish Sea Basin, throughout the San Juan Islands, and the North Cascades watershed from time immemorial. Please join us in expressing our deepest respect and gratitude for our indigenous neighbors, the Lummi Nation and Nooksack tribe, for their enduring care and protection of our shared waterways. Thank you. And now, fans, would you please rise if able and turn your attention to the flag to the right of the scoreboard for the playing of both national anthems of our teams tonight. First, O Canada, followed by the Star-Spangled Banner. Hello and welcome back to Harrington Field for more Vikings soccer, and welcome back to GNAC soccer here at Harrington Field as the Western Washington Vikings take on the Simon Fraser Red Leafs in the first conference matchup of the 2023 season. Very excited to get conference games back underway here in Bellingham. Vikings coming off a 0-0 draw earlier this week in the last non-conference action of the season, and now coming into the games that are really going to matter towards the end of the season, qualifying for this year's GNAC tournament to be played in Ellensburg, looking for another trophy to add to the cabinet for the Vikings. Coming in against a Red Leafs team who the Vikings actually eliminated in the GNAC tournament last season in Nampa, Idaho. That was a 3-0 victory. Simon Fraser were the number 4 seed in the tournament. Vikings were the number 1 seed. WWU is now 2-2-1 on the season after sustaining that draw earlier this week against Sonoma State. A pretty uneventful draw until the last about 15 minutes. Vikings were pushing, trying to get a winner, but just were not able to pick it up. The Vikings have faced a lot of very tough opponents to start this season off. 3 ranked opponents in number 17 Concordia, number 22 Cal State Los Angeles, and number 2 Colorado School of Mines. Picked up a win and 2 losses in those matchups against ranked teams. Came into the season preseason poll number 1 in the nation after winning the national championship at the end of last year, just down the road at Interbase Stadium in Seattle. But now have actually dropped out of the national top 25, still receiving votes, but a rare sighting to see the Vikings not in that number 25 to number 1 spot. Simon Fraser, a team that last year, really scrappy team that went to 4-5-5 in GNAC play, 5-7-7 overall, and did sneak into those GNAC tournament games in Nampa. It was a team that was very strong because of their defensive efforts. They led the conference in shutouts. And although they had a goal difference of -9, that would not keep them out of the postseason. Got into the tournament on a 4-game unbeaten streak to end the year, beat Central at home, St. Martin's at home, and picked up key draws against a ranked NNU squad, as well as Western Oregon in the last match day of last year to get that number 4 seed. And for the Vikings, coming into this game, the main thing to be looking out for is if they can get that offense going. 2 consecutive shutouts against them. Last goal came right here at Harrington Field, September 9th, that 1-0 win over Cal State LA. And since then, it's over 200 minutes without a goal for these Vikings. Simon Fraser, a team that led the GNAC in draws last year, and looking to perhaps play a more compact style, yet to give up a goal in 2 games so far this season. Vikings in the blue going left to right on your screen. Simon Fraser in the red going right to left. We are underway here. Simon Fraser looking to spring a early counterattack. Ball played ahead. That's going to be Isabella Mussolini. One of the more interesting stories on this Red Leafs team. Mussolini last year's GNAC Newcomer of the Year, as well as a second-team All-GNAC selection. Maple Ridge, BC native, transferring after her freshman year at Division I University of Georgia. She had a starting role at Georgia. She was somebody who was selected to the Canada roster for the U17 CONCACAF Championships back in 2020 before it was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Mussolini on it now. She can play midfield as well as forward. She played more of a midfield role well at Georgia, but it seems that she is at the top of the Red Leafs formation here. Morgan Monalili looks to spring Claire Potter down the right side. She's got space. Amira's in the middle. Ball sent across, and it's nabbed out of the air by the goalkeeper, Sarah Lowen. Lowen has been a real hero early in this season for the Red Leafs. They open up their season with a 0-0 draw against Cal State East Bay. In that game, Lowen saved not 1 but 2 penalty kicks to maintain a 0-0 score.
Red Leafs unbeaten through their first 2 games this season. First time that has happened for that program since 2017. This is a young squad. Lost 6 seniors at the end of last season. 6 starters overall, to graduation or otherwise. You're going to see a pretty young team out there and a first-year interim head coach, Carlo Basso. Basso, somebody, a legend in Simon Fraser Athletics, the all-time leading scorer for the men's soccer team. Has been on the bench for them the last few years in an assistant role. It's been a successful couple years as well, as they have been able to make GNAC tournament play. But Basso, such a big figure in SFU athletics and GNAC athletics overall. He's the school's NCAA era leader in career goals and career points, and ranked 2nd in Great Northwest Athletic Conference history as well for both of those categories. Played professionally in the Canadian Soccer League for Ottawa Fury and Victoria Highlanders before moving into coaching. He's also spent time as an assistant coach with the Vancouver Whitecaps pre-girls elite program. That was back in 2022. Ball's played ahead, looking for Noel. Pass from Watt, a little bit too strong. Watt, a player the Vikings love to see back, was hampered by injury early in the season, missed the first few games. Jaden Wynn, usually a midfield winger type of player, slotted into center back, did a very good job in defense, but Watt, such a talismanic figure on this team, such a consistent performer. You saw in that game earlier this week, the Vikings played against Sonoma State. Watt was just about perfect in defense and on the ball, doing a great job controlling it, distributing it back out to the midfield, to the wings. Simon Fraser looking to get ahead here to McKenzie. Reagan McKenzie not able to get there before the Vikings goalkeeper and captain Claire Henniger claims it. Henniger picking up her 2nd shutout win of the season against Sonoma State. 2nd shutout of the season. As there's a foul up ahead there. It's actually going to be called against freshman Jane Himira. Collided with Emily Smith, the junior defender. The Simon Fraser squad, entirely Canadian. Every player on the roster from one of the Canadian provinces, mostly BC. Some representation from Quebec, Alberta, as well as Ontario. Western Washington, on the other hand, a pretty varied roster as far as hometown goes. 19 from Washington, 6 from Oregon, a couple players from California as well, 1 from Arizona. A little bit of a miss kick there. The goalkeeper Lowen gives the Vikings a throw-in deep in Red Leafs defensive territory. This is a team the Vikings beat 3 times last season and have had a lot of success against historically. They'd love to get off to a good start here in GNAC play. Last year, the Vikings won their 9th GNAC regular season title. That's 8 of the last 10 that they've won. They're looking to continue that dominance in 2023. Grayson Crosby battling for it, and she does get a Crosby, the incoming transfer from Georgia State, has been such a great impact on the midfield here for the Vikings. Still the points leader. Monalili, nice little move to get around the defender. Into the box, charging in herself, puts it across, and it's tipped in. That'll be an own goal. Morgan Monalili created it with the run-in. There's the breakthrough. The Vikings put it in the back of the net for the first time in over 200 minutes of play. And early on in this match, Western Washington 1-0 up. It was a great piece of play from Morgan Monalili, last year's freshman of the year and last year's leading scorer for the Vikings, cutting around a defender, running with herself in the box, put a beautiful cross into the middle. In such a dangerous area, I believe it was Evie LaFontaine who got the last touch on it, unfortunately, into her own net. But the Vikings will take it 1-0 here at Harrington Field. A great start here for the hosts. So now we have an unusual stat line here. The Vikings have one shot in the game. Red Leafs keeper Lowen has a save on that shot, but the Vikings also have a goal. They look for Monalili here again. This time doesn't get there. Crosby takes it away. Looks to transition ahead. Beautiful pass in. Finds Noel. Cross in. Bouncing ball. Cleared away. And Noel doesn't connect cleanly with that one. Mira and Neal were converging in the box. That ball bounced around loosely, but weren't able to send it into the back of the net. Would have been a quick 2-0. This is the high-pressing Vikings soccer that we got so used to seeing over the years. Just not giving any breathing room to the Red Leafs, even in their own defensive third. This time, Suchi takes it away and feeds Monalili. Running ahead. Cuts it back again. Does get it into the box. Doesn't get to the intended target, though. Katie Watt moving up. Applying pressure of her own. Red Leafs able to retain it, though. Tupper. Launched it ahead, headed back by Suchi. Monalili, space to work. Ball in there, looking for Hamira. Last defender back was Smith to clear it. Really convincing stuff here from Western Washington in the first 10 minutes, and it is reflected with the 1-0 scoreline. That might not go down as the first goal of the year for Morgan Monalili, but that's yet another time that she has been directly involved in the creation of a goal. The other goal the Vikings scored here at Harrington came off a Monalili assist from a well-worked set piece. You know, when she played that ball across, it was such a dangerous position. The clearance from LaFontaine had to have been perfect. Just a slight mistouch is what sent it in. Crosby tries to spin Hamira down the left side. She's chasing after it. It'll go over the end line, though, for a Red Leafs goal kick. Big discussion point was if the Vikings were going to be able to get those star scorers from last season, Potter and Monalili, involved more as the season progressed, and Monalili immediately involved in a goal here. Vikings losing National Player of the Year Terry Zemer to graduation. One of their top offensive threats, Esther Levente, to injury. They've just been trying to fill those gaps offensively. Right now, Vikings going with a very young front line. A couple of sophomores in Monalili and Potter, as well as Hamira, the freshman, playing that left wing role. Yet to get on the score sheet, but he had drawn a penalty in the Vikings opener in that 2-0 win over Biola. Drew a penalty that was converted by Grayson Crosby. That ball ahead will not find Reagan McKenzie. On Monday, Vikings, a rarity, not picking up a win in a home match. Playing to a 0-0 draw against Sonoma State. Vikings' all-time record at Harrington is now 80, 50, and 6. So Monday was one of just 11 times in this facility's history the Vikings have not won the match. Really an amazing record when you look at it like that. Suchi looking for the long ball. Finds ahead of Montalili. Flicked ahead for Potter. Potter's in an offside position, though. Looked like she knew it. Vikings, their 4th goal of the season here in the first half of this match. Just what the doctor ordered was some early scoring. Maybe get a spark going. Vikings can manage to put up a lopsided number in this match. Should be a great momentum booster going into conference play. Speaking of lopsided scorelines in the GNAC, Seattle Pacific opening up their GNAC slate with a 7-0 defeat of Montana State Billings in Seattle. Nice ball ahead, finds Neal. Neal cuts it in on her left foot. Back to goal now. Crosby controls it. About 30 yards out. Over to Montalili. Noel. Lofts the cross in. Punched away bravely there by Lowen. Taking the brunt of that was Mira. Lowen, a player who's noted by coaches as an extremely brave keeper, the sophomore. She's had a great start to this year. Split minutes last year with graduating senior Nicole Anderson. As that time a shot from a little distance out is blocked by a few Red Leafs defenders. Suchi lifts this ball back in. Montalili's on the end of it. Can't make contact on the first one, and now the flag is up for offside. And Lowen will take the free kick. Last year, Lowen posted a 3-4-1 record. Conceded just 1.01 goals against per match on average. .830 save percentage. She had 3 shutouts in her 9 matches played. Made 39 saves. Simon Fraser led the GNAC last year in saves made, over 70. It's a team that sustains a lot of pressure, but they're able to work around it last year. Cartier plays it back. Vikings looking to take it back again. This time it's maintained, though, by the Red Leafs. Looking for options ahead is the captain, Richardson. That pass cut out by Katie Watt. Back to Asia Harden. Harden certainly one of the most crucial players on this team, and I bet a bit of an unsung hero for this team as well. She's been a bit of an Iron Man figure. She's played all 450 minutes this season and played the full 90 in all the 29 games she appeared in last year. So to start off her Western career, she has barely missed any time out there. The Vikings defense has been incredible in that time as well. A long strike. No problem for Henniger. That'll be her first save of the night. Shot came from Karche. Karche with it again. Taken away. Tracking back was Crosby. Low clearance by Henniger. Back to the Red Leafs and Kroc. Mussolini. Good move to get around Suchi. Looking for options in the middle. Karche, another long distance strike, and this time it's not on frame. Simon Fraser early on, not shy about shooting from distance. Two long shots coming from Karche early on. Under 30 minutes remaining here in the first half of play. The own goal set up by a run from Monolili is the difference still. Monolili takes it back here, moving ahead. Tried to play through to Potter. Pass was cut out, though. Right place at right time was LaFontaine. Crosby. Back to Monolili. Turned over again. Red Leafs look to break the other way. Tupper working against Katie Watt. Tupper cuts it back towards the middle of the field. Around a couple of defenders. And now switches the play over to Mussolini. Top of the box, it's Kroc. Kroc maintains possession around the press of Mira. Another long shot, this one high and wide left. That shot coming from Alyssa Clark, freshman midfielder, Port Coquitlam, BC. First day of move-in here at Western Washington University. Freshmen coming to campus. Big day for WWU athletics as well over in Carver Gym. Western Washington volleyball is opening up their season. Tune into that if you'd like. But for now, a ball ahead from Monolili almost finds Samira. We're happy to have you here on Viking TV watching these defending national champions. Just such a dominant program for so many years now under an amazing head coach in Travis Cannell, who recently surpassed the 300 win mark in his Western Washington career, one of the winningest coaches in NCAA Division II history. Ahead to Noel. Potter's calling for it, goes to the middle with Monolili. Monolili, early cross is cut out. Suchi gives it off to Crosby. Crosby tried to feed Hamira there down the side of the box. Pass was misplaced, though. Goal kick, Red Leafs. We're going to see our first substitutions of the match here. It will be for Simon Fraser. Evie LaFontaine comes off. Replaced by Kira Scott, freshman winger slash forward out of Coquitlam, BC. One of many graduates of Centennial High School on this Simon Fraser squad. And another young addition to the team. Simon Fraser, a recruiting class of 12 this year, and a highly touted one as well. Monolili showing off the footwork. Gets a taken offer, though. 9 incoming freshmen, 3 transfers, a couple of D1 transfers as well. Transfer from the University of Miami, Florida International University. So this ball ahead. It's going to be swept up by Henninger just outside her box. Sent it back across midfield. Mussolini tries to feed Scott. Here in defense is Noel. And it will be a Vikings throw. Well played by Noel. Last year in that GNAC semifinal matchup, a 3-0 win for the Vikings. Goal scorers were Esther Levinte, Chloe Unflat, and Morgan Monolili. And Monolili coming back to haunt the Red Leafs here in 2023. She's haunted defenders all over the GNAC early on in her Western Washington career. Simon Fraser takes possession back here with a throw, just into Western Washington territory. Sent out by Claire Potter. It'll be another Red Leafs throw. As that time a early cross running onto it was Mussolini, but did not get there before Henninger. Ball sent over the top, looking for Neal. Sent out of bounds by Smith. Thrown ahead. Finds Potter, top of the box, Crosby. Can't control it cleanly. It's taken away by Karche. Back now to Karche. Taken back by Neal. Through ball ahead to Potter. Doesn't get there. Early on this season, that formation with Claire Potter just at the top has been the go-to for Travis Cannell. Hasn't yet really connected on any of those through balls sent to the Vikings sophomore striker. 3 shots on goal for her this year. She's yet to put one in the back of the net. Late chance in that game against Sonoma State. Just in the middle of the box after a scramble was inches wide left of the post. Another one, a kiss off the right post on a shot from Grayson Crosby, stayed out, leading to that 0-0 draw. Morgan Monolilly wins it back. Now tries to start the attack. Ahead to Potter. Just a step behind the goalkeeper of Lowen, who was very quick to react. Monolilly, once again looking for Potter. This time it's cut out by LaFontaine. Other scores around the GNAC here on the first day of conference play. Western Oregon picking up a 2-0 win over St. Martin's. Northwest Nazarene, last year tournament runners-up. 2-0 over Central Washington, who will host this year's GNAC tournament. This match, the last in the day on the GNAC slate. First changes for Western Washington. It'll be a trio of subs. Sophie Barencroft, Micah Carr, Mia Cairns enter the play. Cairns, one of the Vikings' 3 goal scorers this year, picked up the winner against Cal State LA off of a scramble on the goal line. Her first Western Washington goal. Beardencroft, junior striker, who plays a bit of a squad rotation role alongside Potter and Monolilly in attack. And Carr, the senior forward out of Newcastle, Washington. That through ball over the top of the back line. It's going to end up not too close to Kira Scott, the intended target. under 20 remaining here in the first half. Vikings still only with the one shot on the board to Simon Fraser's 3. However, Simon Fraser has yet to put together a really dangerous opportunity. Those shots coming from long distance. None of them much trouble to Henninger's net. Vikings starting GNAC play today, then going down to Seattle Saturday for a big rivalry match against Seattle Pacific. Looking forward to that game. Always an entertaining rivalry. Seattle Pacific making a statement the last couple weeks, picking up a 2-1 come-from-behind victory against number 2 ranked Colorado School of Mines, and now a 7-0 victory to start off GNAC play. As that ball is played through to Monolily on the right side. On the ground, into the box. Little confusion between the defense, but they do get on it in the end. Pops out to Monolily. Top of the box and taken back. Taking a spill is Watt, but it's cleaned up by Harden. Cairns applying the pressure and wins it back. The battle there between Alyssa Clark and Cairns. Clark comes out with it. Watt loses it there and goes back into defense. And that pass is picked up by Cairns and to Monolily. This is her office where she loves to work. That time the cross is blocked away by the captain Richardson, who looked be a little bit shaken up. It was a whipped cross that Richardson got in front of just at the edge of the box. Looks like it knocked the wind out of her. It's going to be a corner kick for the Vikings. Here come the calls of in the net Western. Monolily will take the outswinging corner. A lot of blue shirts in the box. A team with a lot of ability in the aerial game. Low cross, bouncing around in there. Sent up into the air, out of the box. But falls back for Monolily. Cuts it right, draws a throw in. Throw in goes back to Watt. Looks towards the box, sends in an early cross. Headed away, top of the box now. Suchi took a stab at it, didn't make clean contact though. Simon Fraser can't get out of their own half again. It's out for a throw. You gotta like the possession the Vikings have been able to put together. Simon Fraser's squad that's used to working in the counterattack in those transition areas. So this one's bouncing at the top of the box. Monolily thought about it, wasn't able to get there before it was cleared by Buzzolini. So we're gonna see a couple more subs here for Western Washington. Coming into the game, it'll be Emily Rice and Ashley Wynn. Peyton Neal and Jaden Wynn coming off. Sarah Caravata coming in for Simon Fraser in that change as well. Sent in by Noel. Dangerous area over the keeper, but over everybody as well. Sarah Lowen's got a tough task ahead of her, trying to control the box right now. Move near midfield, get some space for Simon Fraser in transition. Left side, it's Scott. Scott against Noel, now against Watt, cutting it left to right, putting it into the middle, and it's cut out just in time by Asia Harden. Right place, right time, as always from the sophomore. Great defensive work. Wynn tries to spring a quick counter, but the pass is taken away by Smith. That time the pass from Watt just a little bit ahead of Noel. Mutumba Merlin trying to get it to the very far end, but pass wasn't on target. Rice looks out to Beardencroft. Can't control it cleanly. Blue shirts converging around the ball carrier, but Simon Fraser doing well in possession right now. Ball's played out to Richardson in a bit of space. Now to Karche. Karche finds a good pass, and now it's across midfield. Collision near the midfield there. That was Rice colliding with Ntumba Marion. Far wing. Whipped in, but over that line. Misconnection there on the cross. As we go under 12 minutes to play, Simon Fraser still not able to put together a dangerous opportunity, though they have had their possession in the Vikings' defensive third. Simon Fraser's squad, a young Simon Fraser squad, looking to avenge a trio of losses last year, as well as the loss that eliminated them, ended their season. Noel running ahead now to Monolilly. Monolilly is looking for Carr. Cut out by Smith. Scott across midfield on the near side. Defense is Cairns and Watt. Gets past Watt. Can't get past Cairns, though. Cairns, the freshman, doing very well there. Transition defense. Monolilly. Fancy footwork. Just can't keep it in bounds. Excuse me, did keep it in bounds. Got it to Watt. That's Morgan Monolilly working in her own half with that ball handling ability. Playing just outside of her box there was Lowen to clear it away. Taking no chances with it. Beardencroft. Suchi. Vikings, a team that were picked number 1 in the GNAC preseason poll. Simon Fraser came in at 5th in the GNAC preseason poll, so Vikings certainly favored coming into this one, but Simon Fraser trying to make an early statement. That first half goal is the first goal that they've allowed in this young season. Got 10 minutes left in this half. Ahead to Carr. Carr controls it herself in the box. Cutback options, Beardencroft. And Carr does very well there, earns the corner. Before the corner is taken, we're going to see a couple of substitutions for the Vikings. That'll be Quinn Cassing. Minji Rauch coming in. Rauch, another one of the Vikings' 3 goal scorers this year. Monolilly and Suchi make way. Rauch had an outside of the box strike in that opening 2-0 win over Biola. Looks like it's Wynn in the far corner to take the in-swinger. The right foot. Low cross. Doesn't get past the first defender. Out to Rice. Rice sends it back in, and this time it gets to the goalkeeper. Lowen talks to her defense, tries to organize the troops. There's the red leaves filled from the back. Karche, near sideline. Gives it up. Throw in Vikings. Beardencroft ahead. Another defensive clearance. Vikings are knocking on the door with their possession here, playing a lot of this game in the Simon Fraser half of the field. Nguyen can't get there before the on-rushing Smith. Thrown in and sent right back out for another one. Just about 7 minutes left here. 1-0 Vikings. SFU perhaps might be happy to go into halftime with just the 1-0 deficit, as a lot of this half has been in favor of the Vikings. Just a few long-distance efforts in it for the Red Leaves on the offensive end. Simon Fraser making a sub here, seeing her first minutes of the night is Caden Sherwood, sophomore winger out of Vernon, British Columbia. Coming out is Michaela Tupper. Crossfield pass is cut out by Noel. Drives towards the near sideline and feeds it ahead. Tried to get it to Minji Rauch. And it'll end up in a Vikings throw, it'll look like. Thrown in to win. It pops straight up in the air. Press applied by Beardencroft, and now it gets out to Cairns. She'll reset back to Asia Harden, the last player back. Watt looks ahead. Ahead to Rauch. Now back to Watt. Patient build-up play from the Vikings. So they look to perhaps switch it back here. Rice on the left side. It does go there. She's got Carr and Cassing ahead of her. Sends it all the way into the box, though. Vikings just probing, sending crosses in, testing this Red Leaf back line. One slip up in the match for the Red Leaf so far did lead to the goal. Besides that, they've done a good job of corralling this Vikings attack. Still just one shot on the board for the hosts, as that'll be number 2, a slow roller that's easily picked up by Lowen. Under 5 minutes remaining in the half. And aside from the Vikings goal pretty early on, you got to say it's been a pretty uneventful first half here. Just 5 combined shots between the two teams. The goal, the only really big chance in it for either side. Rauch to win. Cairns resets back to Watt. Noel, good interplay with Cairns. Now with Nguyen. Nguyen cuts it towards the box, sends it through, looking for Beardencroft. Rolling ball just wide of the right post. Micah Carr was in there trying to pounce on a loose ball, but just sent it wide. Looks like it did take a deflection off the keeper, Lowen. It will be a Vikings corner. Rice on the near side to take the corner. High lofted one. It's just going to float over the line. Tried to tuck it too close to the goal there. It'll go out for a goal kick. Taken away by Wynn. Good move by Carr. Get a little bit of space. Moving ahead. Heavy touch, though, is going to take it over the line for a goal kick. Carr's had limited touches after coming on, but all of them have been very convincing, putting the ball into danger areas and near the net. Kind of player in that senior role, coming on and just creating her own opportunities, not wasting anything. Sliding tackle, sent away by LaFontaine. Only as far as Cairns. Cairns looking for Noel. Ahead, Rouch chasing after it. Can't beat it to the end line, though. Fans tune in or come down on October 7th for the Vikings game against Northwest Nazarene. Well, the Vikings will be unveiling a championship banner to show both the 2016 and 2022 national championship titles. First 350 fans will receive a special national championship crest sticker. Be sure to come on down October 7th. Tune in if you can't make it in person. Noel, ball into the middle, dangerous opportunity off both posts and in! 2-0 Vikings! A picture-perfect cross and an inch-perfect finish gives the Vikings a 2-0 lead going into the end of the first half here. I believe that was Sophie Bearden-Croft, one of the tallest players out there on the field, gets her head to it. Just what the doctor ordered, a doubling of the lead with just the second shot on goal tonight for the Vikings.
Vikings goal, scored by number 17, Sophie Bearden-Croft.
Congratulations to Ethan over in PA, making his goal call debut tonight. First on the own goal and now on Sophie Bearden-Croft's doubler. Bearden-Croft's first goal of the season. That's what we talked about, is giving those key strikers opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net. That's the first goal from a Vikings striker this year. Goals coming from midfielders, even defenders, but Bearden-Croft breaking that streak as Rouch runs ahead with it and gets a shot of her own off as time ticks down, but it's right at Lowen. Looks like that will do it here for the first half of play from Harrington Field. Lowen holds on to it as the clock ticks down to 0. An own goal that was created by Morgan Monalili, and then a cross by Noel to the head of Bearden-Croft doubles the lead with just about a minute remaining. The Vikings go into the halftime break 2-0 ahead. Come back in about 15 minutes for the last 45 minutes of play. Welcome back to Harrington Field. It was a good first 45 for the Western Washington Vikings as they hold a 2-0 lead over GNAC rivals Simon Fraser in this first match of conference play in 2023. Goals coming from a great run from Morgan Montalili that sent a ball into the box, deflected into the net by Red Leafs defender for an own goal to open the scoring. That was 6 minutes into the game, and then with just under 2 minutes remaining in the half, the lead was doubled by Sophie Beardencroft, who got a great cross from Hallie Noel, fed by Quinn Cassing. Both of those players pick up assists for Cassing, Noel, and Beardencroft. It is their first goal involvement of the season, as the Vikings, who have scored 3 goals coming into this game on the season, put up 2 in 45 minutes over Simon Fraser. So a good little change of pace on the offensive end for the Vikings as they get into the games that really end up mattering towards the end of the season. Team that won the national championship last year, won the GNAC tournament, as well as the regular season title last year. Perennial GNAC favorites, showing why in the first game of conference play over in Carver Gym. Western Washington volleyball taking on University of Alaska Anchorage. Currently in the second set. Seawolves taking the first set. Vikings leading the second one, though, 21-19 right now. If you have a chance, a little bit of downtime in this game, tune in there. See Zen Hill call that one. But for now, we are just about underway for the second 45 minutes here. For Simon Fraser, coming into this match, although they had only played 2 games already this season, had not conceded. A 0-0 draw and a 1-0 win was their record coming into this match, but Vikings putting up 2 in just the first half. A young Simon Fraser team with a first-year head coach in Carla Basso, going to make a name for themselves. They've certainly got work to do, though, here in the second half, and this is not a venue which Western Washington often gives up leads in. The only loss the Vikings took here at Harrington Field last year was a loss to GNAC rivals Western Oregon. I believe that was a comeback win for the Wolves, and a huge shock at that, as the Vikings put up probably 4 or 5 times more shots than the Wolves did in that match. But the Vikings have looked in control throughout most of this one. Really just need to maintain the way they've been playing to finish off with a number in the W column to start off the GNAC season. Direct off the kickoff. Tried to play it to Hamira on the near side. That did not work out, though. It's taken back by Caden Sherwood, who now carries across midfield. Can't get it past the Viking defender on the near side. Hamira back to Rice. That one just over the line, the foot of Hamira. Red Leafs are going to want to set the tone early that they are still in this match. Come in physical, make their presence heard and felt. Just 3 shots in the first half for the Red Leafs, forcing 2 saves out of Henninger, but neither of them particularly difficult. Neal does well to maintain possession near midfield as the Vikings try to build from their own half through Watt and Wynn. Now to Asia Harden. Watt ahead to Win. And now feeding it forward, but the offside flag is up against Claire Potter, who tried to not get involved in the play so the flag wouldn't go up. Looks like she knew she was offside, but did impact the ball in the end, and the whistle was blown. A little bit of confusion on the Simon Fraser line. Gives the Vikings the ball back in the corner, but it'll end up as just a throw-in. As quick to react was Noemi Natumba Merlin. Thrown into Potter. Flicks it into the box to Win. We'll take that one. Took a touch off of Alyssa Clark. Head referee Jonathan McKenzie agrees, points to the corner flag. First corner of the half for the Vikings. It'll be an in-swinger from Wynn. Towards the box and right at the keeper, Lowen. Called into action early, does well there at her near post. Tries to spring a counterattack quickly. Neal is there to cut out that transition play, though, backed up by Watt. Sends it ahead, finds Wynn. Wynn moving ahead. Through ball does get to Potter. Hamira's in the middle. Cross is blocked. That'll be out for another Western corner. Western had 3 corners in the first half. They've got 2 in the first 5 minutes in the second period of play. Setting up for another in-swinger here, this time coming from the far side. I believe that is Rice with the service. Lofted ball, headed away by the first defender, bouncing around in the box, sent towards the box. Hamira had a stab at it, but it was right into a red shirt. And now cleared away by Natumba Merlin. Red Leafs got a couple numbers here in the counterattack. Vikings slow to get back. Cross field, Sherwood, pursued by 2 blue shirts, blocked away. Back to Sherwood, blocked a second time. Players hit the deck, no whistle, and the Vikings take it back. Great job of defending the counterattack there. For a Simon Fraser squad that only scored 19 goals last season and then lost 4 of their top scores from last season. Coming back from this 2-0 deficit is a tall task, especially against this Western Washington defense. Western is still yet to play a game this year in which both teams have scored. That remains the case today. To guarantee a win. Win back to Watt. And all the way back to the keeper. Henniger surveys the field and plays it short, near side to Harden. Rice maintains it under pressure, as does Harden, getting it to Wynn. Jaden Wynn takes a shoulder in the chest there and draws a whistle. We saw Wynn take a few shots like that on Monday against Sonoma State. She's quickly back to her feet. Moving ahead with it, here is Rice. Space to cross into the middle. Couple in the box there. It was Potter as well as Carr. Neither could direct it on frame. Excuse me, that was Rauch alongside Potter. Vikings would love to give their center forward Potter on the score sheet here in a game that they have a chance to run away with here in the second half. That's a missed pass from Harden, taken away. Mussolini sends it ahead. Gets the intended target of Sherwood. Sherwood down the wing, working against Rice. Ball on the deck. No problem to be cleared away there. That one over the top is going to find Potter. Beautifully weighted ball. Potter goes down on the sliding tackle. It was clean, though. It'll just be a corner. Evie LaFontaine Shuts down the Vikings sophomore striker. The Vikings match their corner total from the first half. The first 8 minutes of play in the second. Just how you want your team to come out after dominating a first half. Perhaps even more dominant already in this second half. Ball lofted in. Dangerous area, but headed away. Simon Fraser. A little collision there between Himira and Tupper. Free kick goes in favor of the Red Leafs. Rauch chasing after it. Sliding tackle. It'll be a Red Leafs throw-in, but a strong effort by Rauch. Simon Fraser still trying to get those strikers involved. Up top with McKenzie, Tupper, and Sherwood right now. Tupper, the Division I University of Miami transfer on the right wing. Patiently waiting for her chance to get involved. Tupper and Muzzolini, two players on this Red Leafs team who have been involved in the Vancouver Whitecaps academy systems. Produces some of the best talent to come out of Canada in soccer. Tupper's calling for it. She'll get it here on the switch of play. Working against Rice. Tupper cuts it to the top of the box. Tries to have a strike with the left foot, but it's blocked away by Himira, who tracks back in defense. The Vikings able to stymie yet another quick break by Simon Fraser. SFU squad got their only win of the season, 1-0 against Dominican. That one is lifted in. Tupper has got a chance at it. Shot is blocked in the box and sent away. Only as far as the top of the box. Muzzolini, that shot is blocked and cleared away once again. Vikings defenders coming in clutch, not letting Claire Henniger even have to lift a finger on that attacking opportunity. Not over yet, though, as the Red Leafs still control it. Driving in, pocket pick by Neal, and Neal goes the other way. She'll carry it across midfield. She's got Rauch to her right. Through ball, tries to find Rauch. It's very well weighted. Rauch, right-footed shot, tipped over the bar by Lowen. Great run by Neal. Dangerous shot by Rauch, and in the end, a spectacular save by Lowen to keep the scoreline at 2-0. All the credit in the world to Peyton Neal there, doing the work defensively and offensively. That was an inch-perfect through ball to find on-rushing Rauch, who almost had her second goal of the season. It'll be a Vikings corner instead here on the near side. In-swinger. Whipped in, near the box. Neal's going to chase after it off the rebound and reset to Watt. Watt sends it back, headed away. Missed touch there. Himira is not able to get there. Vikings knocking on the door right now, trying to make it 3. Thrown in quickly to Rauch. Looks at her option, sends it direct on net, off the post. Hamira, off the top crossbar. Hamira again, saved. A scuffle on the line. It's still alive in there. A backheel attempt, and diving on it is Lowen. What a crazy sequence of events. That went off the woodwork a handful of times. Lowen scrambling left and right to keep it away. Hamira will be upset that she didn't open her Western Washington account on that one. It is still 2-0 Vikings, barely. And we're going to see a goalkeeping change for Western Washington. Abigail Trenkov comes in. Claire Hanniger out. Trenkov the backup for the Vikings, and a very good one at that. A lot of goalkeeping depth in this squad. Trenkov, a Division I Long Beach State transfer. Part of that 49ers program for 2 seasons. Down in California. Started the season off as the starter, as Henniger had some injury issues, and she was very good as well. Excellent performance in preseason against Trinity Western here at Harrington Field. Last time she put in a 90-minute shift here, I believe, was that match. She had a handful of great saves in a 0-0 preseason draw. She had a 1-save shutout in the opener against Biola, had 5 saves against Concordia University Irvine, and also stopped the penalty kick. Last season, Trenkov played a total of 232 minutes, only conceded a single goal. That's a goals against average of .39. And her first opportunity in regular season play here at Harrington this season. You see that goalkeeper change. Perhaps head coach Travis Cannell smelling blood in the water, seeing the Vikings take this game over with all these chances to extend the lead to 3. Giving an opportunity to Trenkov, getting some reps here. It'll be a free kick just into Simon Fraser territory for the Vikings. Emily Rice stands over it. She's sending her players all the way into the box. Left foot swinging towards the top of the area. Cleared away only as far as Harden. Win. Over the top, looking for Potter. Just can't get there with the head. Maybe a foot over the head of Potter. If she had made contact with it, she might have been able to dink it over Lowen. Looks like we're going to see some substitutions here. First to the second half for the Red Leafs. Kate Smith enters the match, replacing Eve LaFontaine. Smith, a freshman defender out of Coquitlam. Part of that large incoming Simon Fraser recruiting class this year. Program a little bit of a rebuild. They're losing a good number of their starters to graduation last year. Far side here. Working it ahead, but Trenkov controls it at the feet. Trenkov directing traffic and now does pick the ball up. Trenkov boots it long. Neal. Ahead there to Rauch. Jay. Vikings have already doubled their shot total from the first half, now at 8. So this one's headed into the corner. But Potter can't get the cross inbounds. Waiting at the far post was Hamira. Went at the near post. Trio of subs for the Vikings here. It'll be Ellie Busick seeing her first minutes of the night, Grayson Crosby coming back in, and Morgan Monolilly re-entering play as well. Busick has been really dangerous in the minutes she's played so far here at Harrington Field on the wing. Yet to get on the score sheet, but has certainly made an impact when she's been playing. You just love when you're up 2-0 in a conference match and can bring on three players as dangerous as Busick, Monolilly, and Crosby. Speaks to the depth of this team. An update from Carver Gym. Vikings did take that second set. The volleyball match happening right now. Currently trail in the third set early on against University of Alaska Anchorage. Viking volleyball team, a young team, looking to turn some heads after that massive and legendary graduating class last year. Ball thrown ahead. Busick chases after it. Getting there first, though, will be Natumba Merlin. Good job to retain possession there by Sherwood around a few pressing Vikings. Tupper tries to feed it down the wing. Deflected out for a Red Leafs throw. But first we'll have some subs. Sherwood will come out. Number 9, Sierra Scott will come back in. Working ahead here, Scott on it. It's taken away, though. Mia Cairns takes it away, gets to Busick. Busick back to Wynn. Wynn loses it under the press there. The scoreline reflects 2-0, but if not for the heroics of the Simon Fraser goalkeeper Lowen, that could easily be 3 or even 4. Lowen once again keeping her team in the game. 2 penalty saves in their opener against Cal State East Bay, and now a few goal line stops in this match. You got to think if the Vikings make it 3, there's no coming back for the visitors. As always, though, this Vikings back line, Asia Harden, Emily Rice, Katie Watt, has just been perfect in defense. No difficult saves having to be made so far by Henninger and now by Trengov. And now on the right side, Potter has it. She goes down, no whistle. She will draw the corner, though. Emily Rice, far end. Potter set for the in-swinger. Nguyen runs short. It'll go to her. In the box. Nguyen setting up on that right foot. Can't get the shot off. Collision now. Turning and shooting is Monolilly right at the keeper, Lowen. No problem for her. She kicks it out quickly to try to restart the counterattack. Not enough red shirts ahead, though, as Harden easily deals with that one. Potter doing well in the press here. Can't maintain possession, though. And now a foul against Grayson Crosby. Getting a little bit too much of Alyssa Clark there with the arms. Simon Fraser looked to break out of their own half. That's a very good pass ahead there. Does find Scott. Scott, chance to put it into the middle, top of the box. Back set up there for Kiera Scott. Excuse me, in the end it was Tupper who got the shot away. Took a deflection, it looks like. It'll go out for a Red Leafs corner. Once again, Viking defenders there to block the shot. WWU just building a brick wall in front of Abigail Trengov's net right now. First corner of the half for the Red Leafs. Floated in. Scuffle in the box. Great save by Trengov right on the line. Still danger here, though. And now offside is called. That is an excellent save by Abigail Trengov. Coming into the match and making the best save of the night for the Vikings. That ball was point-blank range. Trengov perfect positioning, able to deflect it away with the foot. And now boots it long over midfield. Win. Gets around one. Tries to get it ahead to Potter. Pass cut out. That pass is right to Ellie Busick. Busick trying to lift it ahead. Runs out for a goal kick. Press coming from Crosby and Busick, but doing well under that press was Natumba Merlin. Red Leafs across midfield. And that through ball had a little too much on it. We'll see some substitutions here. The goal scorer, Beardencroft, re-enters play for Claire Potter, and Quinn Cassing, who picked up an assist on that goal, comes in for Wynn. For the Red Leafs, Sarah Caravata coming back in. Freshman winger from Coquitlam. Over in Carver Gym, Vikings have gone on a run and brought it back to just a one-point match in the third set. 11-12 Seawolves as it stands, with sets tied 1-1. Viking soccer doing their part here at Harrington Field. See if Viking volleyball can mount a comeback victory and get a 2-0 night for WWU Athletics here at campus of Western Washington University. Tupper surveys her options upfield. Gives it off to Mussolini. Mussolini's pass is cut out by Asia Harden, who presses ahead herself across midfield. Tried to feed Cassing, who couldn't get past a couple of Red Leafs. Harden there again. She has been just everywhere on the defensive end tonight. Nothing's got by her. Busick now on the left wing. Puts it into the middle. Beardencroft wasn't ready for it. Monolilly has a bit of space to work on the far end. Around three defenders to the top of the box. Shoots with the left foot just wide. Morgan Monolilly looking to open her goal-scoring account for this season. Not too far off there. Giving a dive to it was Lowen, but wide in the end. Simon Fraser still looking to build from the back. They've got 17 and a half minutes to put a dent in this lead, let alone come all the way back. against a Vikings team that has been dominant. That ball ahead was looking for Busick, but cut out by Mussolini. Tupper. Tupper running with it herself. Tried to put it through the middle. Watt is there. Going down near midfield is Crosby, and that'll draw a whistle. I believe that whistle was against Crosby for playing from the ground. Red Leafs take it quickly. Mussolini gets around Rice. Sends it into the middle, and right there in time was Harden. Asia Harden still yet to miss a minute of play in this young season. You got to say, every minute she is on the field, it's a huge boost to the Vikings back line. Lifted head towards Busick. Pass it across midfield. Monolili running onto it. Taken away. Caravata. That one's not going to get past Jaden Wynn, who's in that right fullback role right now. Wynn going to work now against Kira Scott. Scott shot with the left foot right at Trengove, who controlled it with the foot and then decided she'd go to ground to collect it. Press was coming from Sarah Caravata. Trengove, certainly a fan of a bit of the lost art of the goalkeeper controlling it at the feet primarily when the ball's played back to them. Today's game, that ability to work with the hands and the feet, the goalkeeper position, is so important, especially when it comes to distributing the ball out. That's an early cross whipped in. Busick's on the far end, but it won't get past Lowen. You talk about a keeper with a knack for distribution. You look at Brandon Locke at the WWU men's team. Got a heck of an arm on him. Picked up an assist last year here at Harrington Field. Whenever he gets the ball off a cross, you got to watch for him to throw it a good 30, 40 yards to try to spring a counter. Rice working with it. That one's a bit deflected ahead, and a missed pass there by Emily Smith will give the Vikings a throw-in in the attacking area. Mia Cairns comes off. Abby Succi comes on here with 14 minutes and change on the clock. Beardencroft sends it in to Monolili. Strike with the left foot is blocked. She tried to spin and hit it on the half volley. Watt looks ahead, gives it off to Wynn. Wynn back to Grayson Crosby. 11 shots now in the match for the Vikings. Simon Fraser 10, but those 11 shots a lot more dangerous than Simon Fraser's 7. It was the one excellent save by Trengove where you really thought Simon Fraser could have put one up on the board. Clark working ahead, waiting one up to Mussolini. Mussolini gets around Rice, but can't maintain possession. Now it's taken back. Tupper, shot is blocked. Asia Harden there once again. They try to find Tupper. Simon Fraser applying pressure here with over 10 minutes remaining. Game is certainly not out of question. This one's sent in. Harden is there. dragging at the Simon Fraser attacker there, I believe was Emily Rice, draws a whistle. And this will be a set-piece opportunity that will certainly give the Vikings something to think about. We'll see if they commit any players up ahead to the wall or just treat it as a corner. Looks like Rice is the only player ahead. Ellie Busick now as well. So just a one-player wall here for the Vikings. Essentially a corner kick. It's lifted in. Trengove after it, gets a punch on it, sends it away. Busick chasing after it now, letting it go out for a throw. Trengove, good way to get rid of it there, taking no chances with the punch. Allie Noel had a great assist on Beardencroft's goal at the end of the first half, coming back in. Jaden Wynn off the field. Taken away in a dangerous area by Simon Fraser. Muzzolini on the wing. Spaced across on the deck. Getting across and just wide right in the end. I believe that was Kiera Scott tracking in from the left wing into the middle of the box. Made solid contact, but just couldn't keep it within the goal frame. If it was on frame, Trengove probably did not have a good chance at that one. Another chance goes a begging, and now's the time when the Red Leafs really need to be putting every decent opportunity they get on net. Cassing plays it ahead and takes some punishment there from Natumba Merlin. Whistle does go. Over in Carver Gym, Vikings holding a 20-19 advantage in this third set over UAA. Good back and forth match in Carver Gym. Rice lifts this one ahead. Finds Beardencroft, good first touch, sliding tackle, sends it away for a throw. That was Smith there, dealing with the danger. As we hit the 10-minute mark, we'll have another substitution for the Vikings. Morgan Monolilly off the field for perhaps the last time tonight. As Micah Carr comes in to replace her. Monolilly might not be credited with an assist on that first goal, but I feel like she deserves something on it. She created the opportunity. Caitlin Magdalinski coming in for her first minutes of the game. Magdalinski, the freshman out of Pitt Meadows, BC. That attempted cross from Rice is blocked. Possession is maintained by SFU. Not for long, though. Carr takes it back. Nice move by Carr. Puts it into the middle. Watt looks ahead. Plays it short to Suchi. Now back to Harden. Vikings in certainly no hurry to move things ahead here with the 2-0 cushion. Suchi, ball over the top. Carr was running onto it, but not close enough. SFU goal kick. Suchi, space to bring it ahead herself. Beardencroft didn't make the run on that through ball. Lone will reset. Red Leafs got to be in hurry-up mode right now. Just get the ball into the attacking third by any means necessary. They've got to start putting challenges on Abigail Trengove's net. We have a Vikings free kick out halfway past midfield. Foul was behind the play. Looks like Vikings wanted play on to be called there. Won't complain too much, though. Lifted into the box, headed away as far as Harden. Doesn't get a clean touch on it. Heads it back into Beardencroft, who sends it to Carr, who has space at the edge of the box now. In a one-on-one, back to Cassing. Cassing, bit of tugging going on. She wanted the whistle. She does not get it. It'll be a goal kick. SFU trio of subs coming on here. Anjali Sandhu, Chelsea Kroc, and Abby Simpson coming on. Any thoughts of a comeback for Simon Fraser? Starting to enter the rear view mirror. As Vikings continue to just do a great job of managing this game, managing this lead. Over in Carver Gym, Western Washington Volleyball has taken the third set off the Seawolves. Chance to win their home opener in the fourth set. If you have a chance, tune in, see Zen Hill call that one. We still got 6 minutes remaining here, though. Vikings won a third. Good move to get into the box, but just can't get on the end of it. That is Busick on the far side, who's switched to the right, played the left when she first came on. Left wing, that is. Cassing in that position now. Cross into the box, chasing after its Carr. She won't win that foot race, though. Controlling it herself is Simpson. That time taken away by Suchi. And a lot of space. There's Beardencroft. Shot with the right foot is right at Lowen. 5 minutes left in this match, and now perhaps more present in the Vikings' mind is keeping this shutout. Would be their third consecutive shutout if they are able to maintain it. Across the GNAC today, every victory has been a shutout victory. That one's lifted over the top. Noel is the last player back in defense. McKenzie in the attack. Top corner of the box. Sends it in. Dangerous area, but not able to control it cleanly was Caravata. And now it's sent away for an SFU throw-in. SFU at 10 shots, one of their highest shot totals of this season. They've got under 4 minutes remaining now to avoid the shutout. Simpson plays it ahead. Abby Suchi takes away from Mussolini. And now Beardencroft takes it away from Simpson. Cassing to Suchi. Vikings building from the back again. Trengove. To Harden. Bryce feeling the press on the back there from Makladinsky. Caravata has it taken away by Grayson Crosby. Crosby looks to get something going in transition. Can't get by midfield, though. Takes it right back. Sliding to the ground in a bit of a collision there. Seems to be no worse for wear. Vikings will take the free kick. Foul was against Jensen Napier-Ganley. Played quickly ahead to Carr. Step over and a cut to her left. Spaced across. Beardencroft's in the middle. It does get to her. Shot is mishit. Chasing after on the far side is Busick. Cycles it back out. Put it into the middle again. Ball is up and claimed by Lowen. Cross was just over the leap of Beardencroft, who wanted her second of the night. Noel heads that one down. Carr with it. Cassing. Back to Carr. Space to cut it in. Beardencroft turns and squares it across. Busick. Left foot shot right at Lowen, who makes the save and dives on it. Despite the 2-0 scoreline, Lowen has had yet another great night. Looks to be a little bit of concern for her here. She went down hard on that rebound and looks to be in a little bit of pain. Last thing you want to see in the last couple of minutes of a match, especially from a player who's been such a great player for her team all season and all night. Lowen now up to her feet. Looks like she will remain in the game. Round of applause from Harrington Field crowd here. Perhaps just a little bit shaken up after diving on that loose ball. Clock will restart at just over a minute remaining. Lowen calls for her players up. Suchi near midfield. Over the top. Can't get by the back line, controlled by Cassing, ahead to Beardencroft. Beardencroft finds Busick on the far end. Carr's in the middle. Good move by Busick. Left foot strike, controlled again by Lowen. For Lowen, that is her 10th save of the night. Impressive numbers for the sophomore. 14 Viking shots, 10 shots on target. Vikings came into this match with just 13 shots on target in their first 5 games. They have really turned it around here to open up GNAC play. Watt, attempted clearance, goes off the pressing attacker with 10 seconds left. We'll see if SFU has anything left.
9, 8, 7.
Cross sent in. Watt clears it to the top of the box. 3 seconds, 2 seconds as the clock will tick down on this one. Western Washington starts the GNAC schedule with the victory. 2-0 over Simon Fraser University. Whistle to whistle, Vikings controlled this one. The goals coming from an own goal that was created by a great run from Morgan Monolili. And then a beautiful cross by Noel. Found the head of Beardencroft just at the stroke of halftime to double the lead. Vikings held on through the second half. They'll be very happy with the result as they go on the road Saturday for the biggest match early on in this season so far against rivals Seattle Pacific. That'll be at 5 p.m. September 23rd down at Interbay Stadium in Seattle. Make your way down there if you can to support the troops. But Western Washington, great result showing their class. 2-0 over Simon Fraser, who dropped their first game of the season, are now 1-1-1 and 0-1 in GNAC play. Vikings 1-0 in the GNAC. That'll be it for me, Adam Race on Vikings TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. Be sure to tune in to the broadcast of the Western Washington volleyball game, currently in its 4th set right now. But thank you for being with us here tonight at Harrington Field. Good night, and as always, go Vikes.